Right. Now I know what you're thinking. Uh, oh my god, he is Southgate out. Yes, I am. But let me explain myself. I'm Southgate out after the World Cup, okay? Because you can't change manager during a World Cup. But to be fair, if we did change manager during the World Cup, and then we went on to win that World Cup, that would be pretty sick. But overall, I don't think it's a good idea to do that. But I think that he should leave the England job after the World Cup. And here is why. So he did get us to our first final since 1966, and I believe it was the first Euros final we've ever been in. So the first final of a major tournament since 1966, which obviously massive achievement. And we did only lose on penalties, which could have gone either way. It was 1-1 before then. We scored first within a couple minutes, literally within a couple minutes of kickoff, and then we held it for another pretty much 45, and then obviously Italy scored and we lost on penalties in the end. Could have gone either way, but ultimately we lost. So he did get us that. He did get us to the final, and it was a great run. But it's been downhill ever since, and I don't think he's capable of getting us a World Cup. I'm gonna be honest. He got relegated in club. I can't remember which club it was and which league it was, but I know he got relegated, and we've been relegated in the Nations League now as well. After an abysmal run of performances over the past few months, we have been relegated from Nations League. Obviously, Nations League, it's not that big of a tournament, but we do obviously, the mentality shouldn't change depending on the tournament. We still want to win the games. We still want to test out our squad and make these changes to the squad. Like, test out how this player is here, this player is here. Test out how these three combine together in the front. You know what I mean? Like, just test out the squad. And I get that he did that a bit, but we still need to win. Like, the mentality still needs to be, we are going to win this match, whatever it takes. Doesn't matter if it's a tin pot league. Doesn't matter if it's a tin pot tournament. We need to win because that's what we are. We are winners. So I do think that Southgate is a very likable and nice guy. Don't get me wrong. I think he's very easy to get along with. And I mean, I'd love to meet him. I wouldn't start like criticizing him. I'd have a normal conversation with him. I'm not going to start battering him about how our performances have been shit. But I think he's a very nice guy, very likable guy. Seems very down to earth and everything. But I don't think he is capable of getting us a World Cup, and I think that's one of the reasons why he is. I feel like he's a yes man, especially to the FA. I feel like he's a very nice and likable guy, but that's almost one of his weaknesses. Like he can't tell the players off, if you get what I mean. Like, if they're mucking up, then he can't. I feel like he can't find it in him to tell them how they're mucking up in like a nice but stern way. Like, don't be harsh, but make it known, kind of thing. Like, to me, I don't think he really inspires confidence in the squad, in the England squad. Like, I don't see him on the touchline that much, giving instructions, unless there's been a pause in play due to injury. Like, even when it's VAR pauses, like when there's a pause for VAR, the players don't go up to him for instructions because obviously they're waiting to see what the VAR result is. But when there's a pause for injury, they go up to him. I don't know. He might call them over. I don't know. If he does, then fair enough. But the players go up to him, and that's the only time when I actually see him giving instructions, when it's not like half time or something. I don't see him on. I see him sitting down a lot. I don't see him on the touchline, shouting instructions and everything. That's why I liked Thomas Tuchel so much at Chelsea, because I always, well, actually I say always, 90% of the match he was there on a touchline shouting at his players, giving them instructions, telling them what to do. And very rarely I'd see him sitting down, and that's only like if we're losing. Like I'd be like, "Oh, fuck, I don't know what to do," because they're just not doing what I want them to do, kind of thing. So I never see Southgate on the touchline giving instructions unless the players have come over to him because there's a pause in play. Yeah, I don't think he inspires confidence. I kind of get the feel that his team talk during half time is almost just a friendly chat rather than like how they're gonna do things differently in the second half, how they're gonna change the tactics and all that. And also, side note, the gameplay. I don't know, like when I'm passing, what that line is in the game, and like this random circle that turns yellow, I think it is, or golden or something on the ground. I don't know what that is. I turned off like the trainer and settings, so I don't know what it is. And I didn't want to like change the settings during a recording or anything. So I just have to. I don't know if anyone knows how to fix that. Leave it down in the comments, because I have no idea what that even is, and I don't know how to change it. So sorry if it's getting on your nerves, because it got on my nerves a bit. But yeah, little rant over. So there was a game once when I can't remember when it was. I think it was within the past year. I know that much. I just can't remember exactly when. Southgate made literally 0 substitutions in a whole 90-minute game. He made 0 substitutions. I've never seen a single game in my life where the manager has not made a single change during the game. But I saw it there. I've never seen a game, not club, not country, I've never seen a game where a manager has made 0 substitutions in the whole 90 minutes. But Southgate did it. He went a whole game without making any subs, and he was criticised for it after. I think his response was like he didn't need to make any subs or something. I can't remember what his response was. But to me, either way, whatever his response was, it's not a good response. I don't think that I've ever seen a manager go 90 minutes without making a change. There's subs for a reason, you know. So it's kind of mad to me that he didn't use him. And then, like the USA game, he didn't bring on Foden, which is, I don't know why. Like, why would you not bring on Foden in that game? He could have changed that game, and it ended 0-0. And USA were very much the dominant team, I'd say. I don't think the stats quite tell the game how it actually went. The stats were, or the what's it called? The stats don't tell it. USA were easily the better team during that 90 minutes. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing that I'd love more than for Southgate to prove me wrong and win us a World Cup. But I don't see it happening. I have to say, after the Iran game, I was thinking like, oh, well, we did 6-2. But I think that's just a very easy game for us. Like, we are going to get humbled. And I think almost the US was that humbling. Like, we looked abysmal on that pitch. So overall, I'm Southgate out. I think maybe bringing Thomas Tuchel. I know that he's down for the job. He won a Champions League within 4 months at Chelsea with quite a depleted squad against hard opposition, let's be honest. A game which we realistically shouldn't have won. On paper, we don't win that game. Tactically, obviously, he was on point, but I think we shouldn't have really won that game. We should have, like we did, but on paper, we get beaten in that game easily. And since then, City have been dominant against us, as you'd expect. So, yeah. I think that's going to end for the video. I like Southgate. I like him as a guy. He had a good run in the Euros, but I think it's time over now. I don't see it happening, us getting the World Cup with Southgate. I'd love nothing more than for him to prove me wrong and get us it, but I don't see it happening. So yeah, let me know what you think. Are you Southgate in or out? Personally, I'm Southgate out right now. If we win a World Cup, even if we win the World Cup, I think I'll still be Southgate out, just because our performances aren't good enough under him. Unless we drastically improve somehow under him, I think I'll always be Southgate out. I can't lie. That is it. Tell me what you think. I like the guy, but I don't think he's good enough to get us a World Cup. So yeah. That's it. See you on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye. Peace out.